Hopefully that is a waterproof watch, because there is a waterproof element there. But he certainly knows how to run this and knows what equipment to use. But for those unfamiliar with the steeplechase, there are hurdle-type barriers. You run around the track. There is a water element with a hurdle included in that when you get to the tail end, as we'll see when they get around that final bend. But they're off 3,000 meters. Expect this to last somewhere in that 8-9 minute range. As you see that first big hurdle, different from the regular hurdles you would see in the 400 or the 100 or 110. A much bigger hurdle and a little bit taller on this men's side.
Yeah, these hurdles, they're not really hurdles. They're barriers. They're unforgiving. If you clip one of these barriers, the barrier is not going down, you are. A couple other notable entries in this field. Laban Kipkemboy, we already saw him in the 1500 earlier this meet yesterday. He's a very strong runner. He comes in with an 8:39. We see him out in lane 2, bib number 4.
Also notable, bib 16 for Iowa State. And before I continue with that, there's that element of the water you see there. So a different strategy on the water pit one, John. You see some athletes hurdle over the other pits. That one is more of a step on top and try to avoid the water as much as possible.
Yeah, exactly. You see a lot of, basically everyone is going to be stepping on that barrier for the water pit. Occasionally you will see some world-class steeplers hurdle that water pit barrier, but that just takes such incredible athleticism.
Now as the run goes along, that distance you get off that hurdle might decrease and you end up in more of the water with fatigue setting in, but that is more of the strategy on that water pit hurdle. But I did want to mention Joash Ruto, for Iowa State as well. He has the 10th best steeplechase time in the country this year. He's more towards the back of the pack right now. But Ruto has an 8:30.14 time, second best in the Big 12, only behind Kamaru, who is currently in second.
Yeah, you see Ruto there probably racing about 6th or so next to his teammate Orr from Iowa State. A couple of Cyclones there sitting in scoring position.
Cole Matheson right now, the junior from Colorado, is in first. He was an NCAA qualifier in the steeplechase last year. Even on that second one, John, you're seeing more athletes end up further back in that water than you saw in the first, just as a matter of part of that fatigue. It's kind of a, obviously the pentathlon, heptathlon are in a category all of their own, but it is kind of a combination of all of those events in one. You factor in distance running, when the kick is going to be, the hurdles, the water element. It's kind of a multi-event all in one. Nothing really compares to a decathlon or heptathlon, but this is probably the closest you would get.
No, it's certainly the most dynamic of the distance events. As we see the band start playing.
First time we've heard them. They've probably, I'm assuming that's the Arizona band. They've had a very busy weekend with commencement here at U of A this weekend. A big weekend here in Tucson with commencement. Congrats to the new graduates and also hosting the 2026 Outdoor Track and Field Championships.
So you see now Kamaru, bib number 1 for Texas Tech. He's moved up to the first, and just as you would expect, Ruto from Iowa State giving chase. He knows he can't let a guy like Kamaru get too far ahead. You've got to respect that incredible 8:18 that Kamaru enters the meet with. He's got a little bit of a gap opening up, though, as Ruto gives chase.
Matheson has dropped back to third.
Kipkemboy's there in 4th, moving up into 3rd place, and Corrigan sits back in 5th.
There's Corrigan there going over that hurdle. Matheson, the original leader, has dropped back to 4th as they continue this steeplechase. We'll bring Alex back in. It's been a little while since we've heard from her, but we'll go down to Alex Glover, who's down at the track level with one of our winners.
Big 12 title for the indoor and shot put, now Big 12 title for the outdoor and shot put. How does it feel to get a clean sweep in your senior season?
It's actually insane. I don't know how to describe the feeling. I feel like this one means a lot to me since, I was able to take out the one home. And I'm just so happy. I'm so grateful to be here and stoked about the results.
You competed in regionals a couple of times. What are the expectations you have for yourself in these coming weeks?
Yeah, I think the expectation is to tone down my technique and kind of get the finer pieces together for regionals to make it to nationals, but not only that, just to have fun and enjoy like the last few weeks of my senior year.
Thank you so much and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Back to y'all.
Thank you, Alex. Hard to really call it an upset for Tapanisa, but during the regular season in the outdoors, she had the 4th furthest throw. Amori Pearson for Texas Tech had the top throw in the Big 12 this year, but Tapanisa Havea for Arizona claiming some points on the women's side for the Wildcats. The All-American adds an individual title in the outdoors for the shot put. Congratulations to her as you continue to watch the 3,000 steeplechase on the men's side with Ruto for Iowa State now moving into first ahead of Camaro for Texas Tech.
We saw during that interview, Kamaru slowed down the pace, 71 seconds. It allowed Ruto to take the lead. You think that's got to be probably a strategic decision on Kamaru's part? Does not want to lead the race. So Ruto for now in the lead. But Kamaru's right behind him. Kip Kemboy's there as well. And Cole Matheson from Colorado moving up to 3rd place. And look at this push by Kamaru.
Closing in on the last couple of laps here. 3 laps to go. So he didn't want to lead it, John, but then realized he does want to lead it with a handful of laps remaining.
You see that pace quicken there? It's almost as if he wanted a 1-lap break. But Ruto still looks good in 2nd place.
Matheson in 3rd, but a distant 3rd. These were 2 of the top runners that we highlighted and expected to compete well in this 3K steeplechase. Women's to follow. This is the final. As I mentioned to you earlier, no preliminaries in the steeplechase. So a winner will be crowned over the next 2.5 laps.
And look at that hurdle by Kamaru. Ruto's trying to hang on. There's a little bit of a gap that Kamaru's opening up. 2 laps to go.
This is the final lap. And Kamaru has opened up a sizable margin ahead of Joash Ruto. I mean, just looks like a man, John, that is not tiring at all. That is real good form still. And he just seems in firm control of his body, mind, and certainly of the race.
It's funny how the best ones make it look the easiest, you know?
Well, his time coming in, 8:18.26. As he gets close to that water barrier.
Yeah, this final water pit, so critical. And another clean hurdle over it.
Ruto is going to be a distant 2nd if all goes well. Does he have one more push? Doesn't look like it. Kamaru is just dominating.
Yeah, you saw that last barrier. Ruto extended his stride, but he got over it cleanly, and he will be the Big 12 champion. It looks like there's some confusion here. Yeah, the first 2 are still running. Everyone else is, the race is over. But Kamaru and Ruto are still running.
They're getting their money's worth here.
The race is over. But Kamaru, I guess showing
I mean,
how in shape he is. I've never seen this before.
Either this is a show-off move or he's genuinely confused.
Yeah, this is the fastest cool down, the fastest victory lap I think we've ever seen.
Well, take a bow, young man. You have won the 3K steeplechase in the Big 12. And a little bit extra just to show off a bit.
My heart sunk a little bit when I called him the Big 12 champion and he ran right through the finish line.
Have you ever seen anything like this?
Yeah, this is bizarre.
I wonder if he realizes it now as he sees everyone else sitting on the crown.
he finds himself the last guy to cross the finish line. I wonder if he's...
Is he going to keep going?
He's still going.
What is he doing?
By you, Garrett Stanford running 8:43.83. In fourth from Iowa State, Quentin Orr running 8:43.49. In third from Colorado, Cole Matheson running 8:38.79. Your 2026 Big 12 runner-up in the steeple from Iowa State running 8:35.51. Rideau. And your 2026 men's steeplechase conference champion for the Big 12 from Texas Tech running 8:32.85, a new facility record, Titus Kamaru.